Hey guys, Devious Games here. Welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. Today we're going to go ahead and take this brand new Pool 1 Zoo deck and we are going to take it from collection, well, it is collection level 214. It's the very top end of tier 1. And we're going to take it from conquest level 13 all the way up to infinity. Now, do be aware this did take me about 2.5 days. I did it over the weekend. I spent about 14 hours maybe playing the game. A little bit on Friday, a little bit on Saturday. Or I'm sorry, a little bit on Saturday, a little bit on Sunday, a little bit on Monday. Kind of broke it up. You can't play this game for too long. Interesting note, I did actually hit the booster limit, which I believe is 1,000 in a 24-hour period. So this was actually an old list that I used to have with the change to America Chavez. I decided to go ahead and put her in there for Korg. This is basically your very first set of cards. It's really just going to be something that you can obtain as a new player, or if you're just bored like me and you get tired of trying to get your infinity tickets, go on a losing streak. Go ahead and relax, get a little side account. This one's going to be completely free. Not buying season passes, nothing like that. Just going up and using whatever cards I acquire through the collection system, and then using the caches as I'm able to get them later on. But here you can see, unfortunately, with a new account with a new deck, you're going to end up running into a lot of bot accounts. And there are some players out there that are still playing. They're brand new to the game. It might be just a bunch of people that are making side accounts as well. But here you can see that the basic aim of the deck is to kind of slow roll turn 1, 2, and 3. On turn 4 and turn 5, you drop Khazar, you drop your Blue Marvel, and then you just unleash all your 1 and 2 energy cost cards. Here, something that I was trying to get a little better about. I really thought that this would be a good way to kick off the start of this account. And I take a gamble playing Bishop out on 3 and then Khazar on 4. As I said, you want to play Khazar on turn 4 because he is the card that you want to be able to boost all your 1 cost, and Blue Marvel will boost everybody else on your team. But here I miscalculated. The Lizard actually ends up killing me, and how it goes off, I lose my team. There's really nothing I can do here, but I'm going to try anyway. At the same time, like I said, I think this is a bot that I'm playing against here because some questionable gameplay. But regardless, you have to climb the ladder somehow, and if you get bot accounts, well, you get bot accounts. It's not a big thing, So anyway, you just go ahead and play through. As you can see, the objective is to get as many cards out as possible, get them all boosted up. And unfortunately here, there's really nothing I can do. There's no way I can win this game, so we're gonna try anyway. We're gonna knock the Lizard down. I think better. It's just not worth it. Either way, we start off really bad. We take our first loss. This was an old account that I had started a few seasons back, and I just put it aside and never got to it. But here we go. We're just going to continue playing through. Ideally, you want to skip your turn 1. You'll play Angela down. You can Iron Fist into a different lane. Play the card on Angela. Angela will still get the boost. It'll get knocked over, freeing up the spot again. Angela can easily get up to 9 in this type of deck. Of course, this is definitely a bad location for a deck like this that runs Angela. The Great Web is gonna fill her up quickly, but hopefully you end up getting away with it, and they end up having to have their cards pulled into the middle. So yeah, I messed up here. I really should have played the Iron Fist offset just so that I could play the Electra out. Because I played the Iron Fist middle, I completely forgot about it in this turn. Play Khazar. He's going to boost up my 1-drops, and that's great, but he's also going to get knocked out, which, again, kind of cool. It gives me a chance to actually use Angela again, but he gets pulled back. So, yeah, I guess I forgot about that. So here we have an interesting situation. We can drop Marvel, and he'll end up getting his boost, or we could drop multiples of other cards to get more boosts from the Stark Tower. As you can see, again, we missed with Raccoon. But since we have Blue Marvel in hand, we have multiple 1-drops. There's a good chance that we end up getting another 1-drop. Could have 2 cards on turn 6. Definitely worthwhile to go ahead and make that gamble. The Spectrum comes out of nowhere. Wasn't 100% ready for it, but was able to still pull it out just because of the boost from Blue Marvel. That's great. I did record a lot of the gameplay, but I actually took a lot of it out. So the first couple matches were just catching up, trying to get a feel for the deck again. The fact that it's a pull 1 deck, it's a lot of cards that we're not used to seeing as often anymore. So I did only record the level 10s, so that was 13. I recorded level 20, level 30, level 40, 50, etc. But here you can see, typically if you're gonna try to go out on curve, the best thing to do with this deck is to go Chavez on 1, then you go Angela on 2, Bishop on 3, in separate lanes of course. And then from there you go Khazar, Marvel, and then drop your hand on turn 6. Now here, as you can see, we're gonna end up being a little bit of a handicap. Castle Blackstone is definitely not a great thing for us. Drop Bishop here. We're gonna end up feeding into him so that he can get a little power boost up. Now we know that if this is a real player, they're probably gonna avoid Necrosha at this point, but it's okay because we have our Scarlet Witch. And now with Lizard being there, we're gonna be able to drop him down to I think it's 1 with his ability. We draw Electra. This works out great for us because that means that we can kill the Ant-Man now. But instead we go for Hawkeye. In all reality, the extra boost from Castle Blackstone isn't super necessary on turn 6. Especially if you have no cards in hand. We have no 6-drop in this deck, so it doesn't really help. But I mean, at this point, we're praying for, I guess, maybe a Captain Marvel. Doesn't really matter. Any card that we put down is going to give our Bishop a little boost. So even though we get nothing from it, we're still able to go ahead and pull this one out. We'll go ahead and go, I believe this was from 19 to 20. Nice little 8 cuber here. Going on to the next game. This, I believe, is an actual person. The names kind of give them away. The playstyle also kind of gives them away, but at the same time, you have to remember that newer players might make mistakes that would seem like they're not doing super amazing. Now here with Aunt May and Kunlun, it's a tricky tricky thing to go through, just because of the fact that you kind of want to make sure that you end up getting a good card pushed into Kunlun. Now, Sakara is going to pull one of our cards automatically, so definitely it makes sense to play something out a little more thoughtful. A pretty good idea that they're going to be playing into Atmaze, but again, this would be one of those times where a bot would actually just not do that. They would play onto one of the side cards, and it's fine. But we'll actually have Rocket knocked over, he gets a boost from Kunlun, and then he gets kicked way back over due to Atmaze, and Sakar pulls our Khazar, so our right side is super huge. At this point, we can kill off the Uatu or the Uatu. Don't need to. Person retreats. Like I said, leads me to believe this was a real player. Oh, that was getting up to level 29. Sorry, I guess it wasn't 30. Also, we are actually doing the Kamartaj as a spotlight location on the weekend, so got to play a little bit with that. It was kind of fun, a little different. Now, as I said, you do kind of want to skip your first couple of turns. It just makes it a little easier to deal with. Nightcrawler into Shuri's Lab is not a bad play though. It allows him to double up, and then we can go ahead and move him around and get a little bit more power somewhere. But now here, as you can see in our hands, we have turn 3, 4, and 5. So I go ahead and put the Nightcrawler down so that way I can move him if I need to. Now here, Bishop will be played out, then Kasara, then Blue Marvel, and then from there, we just dump whatever's left in our hand. See, that seems like a bot play to me. Like, it just really does. And unfortunately, you're gonna get him. It's not something that you can be upset about too much. It just is what it is. And here, in all reality, I don't think this was the right play. I really should have used Khazar and Blue Marvel into the Shuri's Lab just so that they would get boosted up. Now for me it works out because they have a 1-drop there which is boosted, which means that my Electric can kill it. In pull 1 decks, if they're running any kind of zoo, they're probably also running Ant-Man, which requires the lane to be completely filled, and it's very easy for you to go ahead and kill off whatever lane they're in. Now here, as you can see, on turn 6 we have 5 cards in hand. Clearly we're able to dump it. It's just a matter of where do we want to put everything, and I mean, it's fairly simple. We want to dump our entire hand just so that we can get everything out of our, we can get the most value out of our Bishop. As you can see, I'm doing a little bit of math here, not coming out the best. I guess this is what I come out with as my final play. Drop Angela. She's not going to get a boost from Shuri's Lab. All the others will. So that'll be great. He played Lizard, which is going to double up. However, where he's also going to get the negative. And I mean, if you think about it, it is kind of scary. Because now here we are literally starting out with a 0 for our turn 1. But as I said, with Electro, we're able to take out something. We end up missing and hitting the Adamantium Rock or the Vibranium Rock. But with all the boosts that we're giving to Angela, she ends up getting to 25. And there we go, on to level 40. Taking another look at another game. This person, I believe, they gave me a little bit of a headache, I think. But looking at this hand, we have a turn 2 Angelo, which is easy. And then we have a turn 3 Bishop. And now from here, we end up getting Kamartaj, so we definitely want to take advantage of that. Easy enough to do. We got Bishop in the middle. We have Rocket in our hand. So we started off with Khazar. I don't believe that was the best idea, but I think my thought process at this point was if I drop Khazar here, I could drop all my 1-drops on the left side into Lake Hellas where they can actually get that boost. We're going to double boost our... we're going to use Chavez's boost on whatever card we draw next. And then we can go ahead and start dropping out our 1-drops. Scarlet Witch will definitely be something that we can go ahead and overcome. Now, at this point, Gamora is huge and super scary. We're going to end up having to abandon this lane, I believe, just because there's no way we can compete with 26 at this point. And going into our final turn, we only have a couple of power that we've got, so just go ahead and drop everything out and hope for the best. Now they did snap at us, so that means I want to snap back. Now this play in particular makes me think that this was a person and not a bot. Because, I mean, you're clearly winning the right lane, but I think a bot would have used the whole, oh, we have Kamartaj, and I happen to have an Odin in my hand, so let's go ahead and drop the Odin on the Kamartaj and get more on reveal effects, even though you don't necessarily need them at this point. Like I said, you're going to win that side no matter what, so you're either going to have to drop whatever your last card is onto the left or onto middle. And for me, I just wanted to get as much power off to the left as possible. I guessed right with Raccoon. He ends up getting a huge boost out of it. But of course, him doing it also gives his Raccoon a boost as well. Still able to come out on top of it. Not bad. I believe this is what takes us up to level 50. So that's great. We can go ahead and get into our next match. Next match coming through, Gloria Stewart. I don't remember anything on this guy. Also, please do keep in mind I did not win every single match. Like I said, I did hit the maximum amount of boosters that you can get while you're playing in a 24-hour period. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it equates out to something like 170 games or something like that, assuming that you played all of them to the end, to six rounds. Obviously, you might not do 6 turns in every game. If you see you're gonna lose right away, you might retreat, but I think it comes out to like 171 games or something like that, or 168 games. Either way, this seems to be a very close mirror match. Can't complain too much about it. At this point, I thought this was a human, I think, in my head. So I guess they would go for cloning bats. I was wrong. But that's okay, because now from here, we'll go ahead and commit to cloning bats. We'll put Khazar out. And then here we'll go ahead and put out Blue Marvel. No, I guess not. Oh, okay, yeah, so I put out Bishop. Now I'm committing to left and mid. Alright. Now, as you can see, I've guessed wrong twice with Raccoon. Not a super big deal. At this point, I don't have a lot of non-1 drops, so it makes more sense to drop 2 1 drops in the Khazar than it does to drop the Blue Marvel and a 1 drop. And doing it this way will definitely get me the most amount of power on the board. And there we go. Again, just in case they aren't bots, I always like to give them a fist bump. You know, hopefully they're just being disrespectful and not fist bumping me back. I really don't want to be assuming that all these easy matches are bots, or all these, I mean, some of them I actually get beat and I'm like, wow, I really hope that wasn't a bot. But I mean, like I said, at this level you're gonna assume that they're bots. I just want to show you guys a deck that actually works at a pool 1 level. That way you could actually get your collection level up. The goal from here, well, as of right now, is to just get out of pool 1. You don't want to, so there's kind of a split difference of opinion on it, but when you get to the top of pool 1 and pool 2, you kind of want to sit there for a little bit before you go ahead and get your collection level up, because the second you get into pool 2, you're going to start seeing an additional 45 cards, which I believe is from I think collection level 214 to, like, I think it's 485 or something like that. But when you start seeing those new cards, you don't have access to those cards yet, so you're definitely going to be at a disadvantage. As I said, this account was created a while back, so that's why you can see that some of my cards are upgraded a little bit, some of them not so much. And really the whole reason that it's done at all is just because I wanted to get up to 214 so that way I could have access to all of pool 1 before I started going into trying to make these trying to make this deck. I wanted to try to go all the way to infinity using only pool 1 cards. There were a couple of matches that I actually did see something that was not pool 1, so I don't know if 214 is into pool 2 already, or maybe they just got it from like a hub or something. But yeah, definitely it was something that was a little bit different. Now I do know that when I went into Battlegrounds and I was doing the and I was going for tickets, and there I was definitely seeing cards that were in pool 2. Of course, you can't really say anything about that because there are people that are buying season passes that they I guess you know, you can buy the cash, you can buy the spotlight caches as well. You can also buy specific cards if you choose to spend money on the game, which there is nothing wrong with that. So yeah, it can definitely be something that you end up running across a little bit later on in that particular mode. But for the most part in this mode, I didn't see anything that was too out of the norm. For, like I said, I have a pool 1 deck. 99.9% of the decks I I played against were pull 1 decks. I can say that for a fact. Again, like I said, here is the ideal setup. You've got a turn 2 Chavez, so that way she can boost whatever you're going to play later on down the line. I have my 3, 4, and 5 drop in my hand, so I know for a fact I'm not going to get anything that costs more than that. So here we've got Bishop giving up on the Gamma Lab. Bucky Barnes, as I said, it wouldn't be a card that would be accessible to me, so the fact that it's there, it's not super bad. You do just kind of deal with it though. Now, because I'm giving up on Gamma Lab, I know for a fact I can't play into it. It does kind of scare me as far as how am I supposed to play around it. And here, committing myself to just the left and middle lane definitely is going to make it kind of tough. Now, of course, he's going to end up hitting the Gamora. That's huge for him. I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to get higher than that. So I go with the Nightcrawler that got the boost from the America Chavez. Play out the Rocket Raccoon because I'm assuming that's where they're going to play into the middle. And I'm just going to go ahead and unload my hand so that Bishop gets a little bit of a boost. Of course, he plays the Odin, which gives him a huge boost. But at the same time, Yellow Jacket gives him -2 points. So good for me. I'll take that. The Rocket was a good choice to play here because he's able to get the boost from going up against Odin. And then just based on that, we're able to get enough points to get this win. As you can see, we tie up the right, we tie up the left, and we take the middle. So, sweet. So that's going on to 80. Now, here's a match that we had going in to level 90. This one did take me a little while. Like I said, once I got there, it was a little bit more difficult, but all in all, not bad. The peak, although it doesn't really affect me in a positive light, it actually, because I had Bishop in hand, it let him be turn 1. And I figured that's great. Worst case scenario, I'm going to drop a bunch of things afterwards, and he'll be able to benefit from every card I play. So that wasn't too bad. We got America Chavez for our turn 2, which will give us a boost to whatever card we draw. And of course we get District X, which is going to let us see a bunch of cards that we've never seen before, technically. Because we're going to get Nimrod, which is definitely not a pull 1 card. And of course, because we don't know what's in this deck, we're not 100% sure of how we want to play it. So now we actually have to play by ear. Go with Zakin, he's boosted. If we have any way to get rid of this Muramasa Shard, that'll just be, a bonus. We get Leader again. Not sure what's in our deck, not sure what's in their deck. Obviously, we can get a really, really good hit off of it or a really bad hit. So at this point, I think we're going to commit to mid, and we're going to build up left, but I think my thought process going into it was I can move everything to New York if I need to. I mean, at this point, like I said, he's got the Ant-Man there and the Captain America, so he's got a boost. Now, he gives us 2 Sentinels. What are we going to do with that? Not a whole lot. Drop the Nimrod. We know for a fact that when he has something in that 4 slot on the left lane, the Ant-Man can definitely get out of hand. And of course, Kazar is going to boost him up even more. So now, make a decision, drop out Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and abandon middle, play left and right. We have priority, so whatever he plays out, even though Ant-Man will get the boost for just a moment, Negasonic will blow it up, and then Ant-Man drops back down. So at the end of the turn, they'll have 9 in that location. We have 14, 15, 16, so we should be good. Yeah, they played mid. They didn't move anything. And if I would have played leader, it would have been great. I would have ended up getting Master Mold. But I also wouldn't have been able to keep that left lane. So, I mean, all's well that ends well. And like I said, that was level 90. So here I'll go ahead and show you the last one. See, there you go. There's the limit for the boosters. Wasn't able to earn anymore. So I did take a little break, got some lunch or something, came back. And I went ahead and took care of these last 10 levels. Like I said, I did a couple of the Infinity ticket, the bronze levels, trying to get some points. Like I said, this account doesn't have any cards with it, so it's going to be a real good boost to the account in order to be able to buy things like, or in order to be able to get like the bass that comes out. The variants will be cool. Extra boosters for the cards that I have. That'll be great too. It'll allow me to boost my level, build my level up significantly faster. So Crimson Cosmos, we can't play into it really, and Superflow, we don't really want to play into it. But I'm assuming they won't either. I was wrong. So this is a play that makes me think this might be a bot, but it's also a smart play because it's Mr. Fantastic and you want him in the middle. I just think I would have played him off curve. Now the fact that we have Quantum Realm, again, also makes it a little bit more difficult. We'll go ahead and use Iron Fist to push our Scarlet Witch into the left aisle, or the left lane. That'll give us a little bit more power over there and allow us to have the Super Flow for at least one more turn. Nope, didn't work. We got Savage Land. So here we're just gonna go ahead and drop our hand. We have Kazar, we have Nightcrawler. Now if I wait until next turn, I know I can probably draw a 1-drop. If not, I can play Blue Marvel. Alright, so at this point, play is to go ahead and drop Hawkeye here. It'll give him the boost. Kazar on the left. That'll give us a little bit more power on all 3 lanes. He drops Devil Dino. Like, obviously we're not going to win that fight. But that's fair enough, because now at this point, we can drop Electra. That'll kill one of the Raptors. Obviously that'll hurt them. They'll lose 2. And we can play the Blue Marvel, which will give us more power on our side. And it'll also boost up the Hawkeye, who's waiting for his buff. So this is how we end up getting Infinite, just like that. It's not super hard. He's got the Onslaught, which is amazing for him, but we're able to take it with the middle and right lanes. Definitely a fun little challenge to have. Definitely an easy enough deck to make and to pilot. We get to our infinite level. That's awesome. Just 1 point over, but that's all you need. See, now it says we're at infinite rank. That's cool. We did it in, like I said, about 2.5 days, a little less than 3. I'll go ahead and collect all of my little prizes that I get here. The variant that I got was a Wolverine one. Not sure which one it was, but I haven't even looked at getting it in or out of the deck. But now I've got all these boosters and these credits. I believe one of the challenges for this season is to upgrade a card 5 times, or upgrade 5 cards or get 5 levels, something. Anyway, I didn't want to do that until after I completed Infinite. Like I said, I wanted to stay in pool 1 for this. But now that I've got it, I'm sitting on, I think it's like 5,000 credits now. And little by little, I'm going to get there. So this will be a great thing. Want to get to the end of pool 2 by the time I get to the end of the season. That way I can do a pool 2 and below for next season. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'm going to try to get as many of these challenges done so I can get as much of this XP as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you're interested, I plan on making another couple of these videos whenever the time comes around. Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Appreciate you watching. And oh yeah, see, I'm right here at collection level 214. And we're just about to go up. So take care, everybody. See you in the next one. Laters.